Showboating Sports, man. We are back in the building. Man, tonight we're going to be talking about Devin Haney versus Tank Davis. Now that Tank Davis is out of jail. Before we go any further, we are going to talk about, if you're new to the channel, please, guys, like, subscribe, and share, and become a part of the circus, because we get down every weeknight around 10 p.m. Eastern time. That's how we get down. But anyway, if you're new to the channel, like I said, hit the subscribe and the bell notification icon so you can be a part of this when it comes out. And if you return to the channel, man, appreciate you guys for coming back in here. So we're gonna go and get this thing started. So if you guys know, Tank Davis has been done his time in jail from the little issue he had with a hit and run thing. So he went to jail, but he's back out. Said Tank sent Devin Haney a contract, and word on the street is that Tank and Devin Haney are gonna get down. That's what they said. Jamal, salute, champ. Glad to see you up in here, man. Yeah, man, we're going to talk about Devin Haney versus Tank, and I'm hearing that might be coming up next. I'm hearing it's a strong possibility that's coming up. I know they said they sent him a contract, but they're saying Bill Haney wants it, Devin Haney wants it, Tank, his crew, everybody wants that, and they are right now making that fight happen. That's the word on the street. And you guys know the last time if you guys go back and know, I was one of the first, really the first person that you heard say that Spence and Crawford was gonna fight. Everybody talking, I don't know, you know what I mean? Y'all remember that on my live. Jamal said, I think Devin gonna move up though. Yeah, they said Devin might move up, but with that payday right there with Tank, what I heard is, this is what I'm hearing, man. Devin Haney wants to fight Tank more than anybody else because it comes with a bigger payday, because it's Tank Davis. He's a bigger name. But he's saying he wants to go after Regis Prograis, and he's using Regis Prograis, saying he does want to fight him, but he's letting them know what he has on the table so everybody know it's a bargaining chip. Not saying that if Tank fight doesn't happen, he doesn't fight Regis Prograis. He's saying he'll take the Regis Prograis fight. He is pursuing that fight, but if the Tank Davis fight comes through, he wants that fight much more than Regis Prograis. So right now, he wants the Tank Davis fight, and they're saying that both sides are pushing for it because Tank knows there's no other big. That's the biggest fight that Tank can make at 135. So that's a big money fight. So Tank wants to fight. Plus, it does come with undisputed, which Tank doesn't care really much for the belts, but he would like to have the belts. But Tank is about that money, and that's a bigger fight for Tank. And so who else is he gonna fight? If Devin Haney goes and fights Regis Prograis, it only leaves Shakur Stevenson. It leaves a rematch with Pitbull Cruz if Pitbull Cruz wins next weekend. You see what I'm saying? If Pitbull Cruz loses, then what? You know what I mean? The biggest name he got to fight will be Shakur Stevenson. He can fight the winner of Pitbull Cruz, but it doesn't come with the biggest name. You see what I'm saying? So Tank is about name now. Tank is about the bigger paydays. The biggest payday that Tank can get right now is Devin Haney. And that is good looking on the fight. And y'all heard it here first. Y'all heard it here first. Tell you, man, my people, when I heard it the first time about Spence and Crawford, I told you guys back early part of January that it was going to go down. And everybody thought I was just playing. I'm telling you it happened. Mr. Jefferson, salute. He said, I see Tank getting that KO. If he ice Haney and then beat Shakur, he can walk away. Yeah, he can. And that's what I'm saying. And you remember, I don't know if you was there when I told everybody that Spence and Crawford was going to fight. Everybody, nah, it ain't going to happen. I'm telling you, the same people, same way, I'm hearing that Tank and Devin are going to fight. Tank and T.O. would be a good fight at 142. Yeah, it would be. It really be a good fight. But at 135, right now, the biggest payday will come with Devin Haney. But you are dead right. The T.O. fight will be a good fight. But you think with Devin Haney is undisputed. He's undefeated, undisputed. He's undisputed, and that's a great payday for him. That's a great payday. Maybe beat T.O. and then shut him up. Yeah, that'd be a good one, man. Humble T.O. once again. Every time T.O. wins, he becomes this obnoxious jerk, man. I like T.O. got some skills, man, but he's obnoxious, man. He really is. But I like to see Tank and T.O. fight. I really would. I like to see Devin and T.O. fight. I like to see Devin and Regis Prograis fight. But before any of that, before anybody, I would like to see Tank versus Devin Haney. You know what I mean? C. Dewberry is in the building. Salute. He said, salute, bro. I remember you called the Spence Crawford fight. I thought Bud was gone. Yeah, remember I called that one. I'm telling you right now, I'm getting a good a good thing that Devin and Tank are gonna fight because Tank, they said Tank sent over a contract. I don't think Floyd is the one really wanting that fight because he likes Devin, he likes Tank, he likes both of them, and he's worked with both of them. So I think that's where the pushback is coming from. But Tank wants Devin, and Devin wants Tank, and that's the biggest money fight right now at 135. It's the biggest money fight for both of them for right now, really, to be honest. It's two undisputed and two undefeated fights. I mean, it's undisputed and undefeated. That'd be the best one. Yeah, Devin said he wants to go up to 140 and fight Regis Prograis, but for that money, he wants Tank. Tank comes with a bigger name and more money than Regis Prograis. You see what I'm saying? Regis Prograis is just for one belt. The risk, the reward. He's gonna get a bigger risk and reward with Tank because think about it. If he beats Tank at 135, he gets Tank's name, and Tank's name is bigger than everybody. So who would you rather fight? Would you rather fight Canelo or would you rather fight another name or another name besides Canelo? You're gonna go for the biggest person. ATL unanimous. Salute, salute, salute. Is this official? Nah, it ain't official, bro. It ain't official. But I'm telling you guys, I'm getting good word that is a real strong possibility. And the only pushback really is Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather really doesn't want them two dudes, really. You know what I mean? He doesn't really want that fight to happen. 8 Mile salute. But I am here, but you do know that like we were just saying, like Jamal was saying too, that Regis Prograis and Devin have been in talks, and that's out there. But I think what Devin's camp is doing is using the Regis Prograis fight as they want it, they'll take it, but it's a bargaining chip saying, Tank, if you don't take this fight, we're gonna move up and we're gonna fight Regis Prograis. And guess what? The belts, who gonna be undisputed after that? The only person left for Tank to fight would be Shakur Stevenson. And that doesn't come with all the belts. It doesn't come with the payday that's gonna come with Devin Haney. Devin Haney ain't the biggest payday in the world, but it's bigger than Shakur Stevenson. So the only other option would be is if Pitbull Cruz wins. And then he can go do a rematch with Pitbull Cruz, but that's only gonna gain so much. You know what I mean? A fight with Devin Haney is gonna gain more money than that. More money, more clout, all of that. So that's what they're pushing for. So I want to let you guys know that I want to talk about that. What's y'all's thoughts about that? Would y'all rather see Devin and Tank fight, or who would y'all rather see Tank fight, and who would y'all rather see Devin fight? To me, I'd rather see Tank and Devin to fight so we can kill Undisputed and A-Side and all that stuff with one fight. That combines Undisputed with the man of the hour. That's why I would like to see that fight happen. But now, I would love to see Shakur Stevenson, but like I said, Shakur Stevenson he doesn't bring the payday, he doesn't bring the belt, he doesn't bring the name, he doesn't bring all of that with him. He brings skills and everything else. But Devin doesn't have a lot of time at 135. He just doesn't. Tank's been talking about he contemplating on retiring, or he doesn't, Tank he can't, I mean, come on. You done beat Pitbull Cruz. The only two people that left to fight really at 135 is you could rematch Pitbull, but go and fight Devin, go and fight Shakur, retire, or move up to 140 yourself. Because ain't nobody else down there. Because I don't think nobody else is really shooting for Lomachenko. I just don't. Devin don't really care to have it. Shakur wants it, but Lomachenko don't want that fight with Shakur Stevenson. The risk ain't worth the reward. You mess around, Luke. Shakur Stevenson is man. He can beat anybody down there just about. You know what I mean? It ain't a given, but that's a hard fight. That is a hard fight. Then, like I said, no belt, no name, no extra money. It's a lot. So what's y'all's thoughts on that, man? Would y'all rather see Devin and Tank, or would y'all rather see Tank and Shakur? And Devin move up to 140 with Regis Prograis? I remember Devin said he'll stay to at 135 all the way 2023, the whole rest of the year. He said he would stay there. He's willing to try to stay there to make that big fight. But I guess he's like, hey, I can't keep holding on, and that's the truth, man. He had a hard time making the weight last time. He failed it twice. You know what I mean? He had 2 attempts to make the weight. Made the weight. He did look a little weight drained, but hey, for that Tank fight, maybe he can go on and start before then, And I think that what Devin was trying to do was cut it close at barely making the weight so he can have that size advantage over Loma even more. Because I think he was trying to knock Loma out. I think that was his fight. His thing was he wanted to stop Loma. I think that was in his mind more than anything, to stop Loma. And I think that was his game plan for that, because he went and worked the body. He was trying to pull a Errol Spence Jr. He was trying to work the body, break him down, stop him in the later rounds, and Devin just didn't. It just didn't add up to be exactly what he wanted on that fight. You know, I think Devin was a little bit of weight drained on it. You know, and that's going to affect your power. So, like I said, I don't think anybody's really rushing out to the fight Lomachenko. I don't see it. You know, that's not one of those things. You know, and we winding down right now, and everybody's giving you the fights you want to see this year. So why not? Everybody, listen. All the best fights to be made this year have been happening all along. So I don't see none of these fighters trying to fall off. And Tank has been the one that set this off at the beginning of the year. Y'all remember that? Tank versus Hector Garcia, Ryan Garcia. Now he's back in the mix again. So Tank gonna have 3 fights this year. That's almost a guarantee. And those are all big time, big money fights. You know what I mean? Good fights. Those were good, solid fights all year long. Yeah, Hector Garcia was kind of a tune-up, but I really see Devin and Tank, but I think he's going to move up before that happens. It could, but do you think Tank is going to let him get away with those belts right now? Because think about it. Who does Tank have right after that? Now, Tank is a big name. He can get a fight, but who else could take the place of Devin Haney that's going to bring that kind of more money out there? You know what I'm saying? Ryan Garcia didn't have the belt, but he bought a great big old name. Who else is out there? Would you fight Shakur Stevenson? There's not going to be the risk and the reward is not there. Do you wait around and fight the winner, Pitbull Cruz? You know, if Pitbull Cruz wins that one, which that ain't a given. That ain't a given that Pitbull Cruz will win that. Like I said, I'm rooting against Pitbull Cruz on that one for our boy. You know what I'm saying? So that's where we are with that. But we got to see how that pans out. I just don't think that I don't really think that that's going to be the Devin's first move is to go for that. But like I said, I've been hearing that, and I want to talk that out tonight and share that with everybody. So, like I said, that ain't official, but hey, that's a strong possibility that I'm hearing, man. I ain't heard that's official, but I heard that's a strong possibility. And you guys are gonna be, and they said they're gonna be talking about it a little bit sooner, because the other thing is that Devin Haney's got to make a move, and this is the thing you got to think about. Shakur Stevenson just activated his mandatory clause, right? He just activated that. So if Devin Haney stays at 135, he's got to fight Shakur Stevenson if it ain't Tank, right? So instead of fighting Shakur Stevenson for no belts, and he's having a hard time making the weight, and you're not getting that payday, Devin's like, well, I need to move up to 140, so I'll fight Regis Prograis. So I'm going to move up to 140. I'm not fighting Shakur Stevenson. So it's either Tank or Regis Prograis at this point. So then Tank got to understand, what is he going to do? So that's got to be a serious thing in the making to make that fight. So I don't think that's going to be a hard fight to make. Only thing that's standing in the way of that is right now is Floyd. Floyd was standing in the way of that. But like Floyd and Floyd was kind of standing in the way of that with Rolly too. Remember, Rolly and Tank was wanting to make that fight, and Rolly and Floyd was kind of in the way of that, but Floyd backed out of that and let them guys fight that one out. So see how that went, you know. But then what they do, they turn right around and help Rolly get another belt. So Rolly got another belt. So the only blemish on his career is that, because Rolly sells fights. Even though Rolly ain't the best boxer in the world, he sells fights. He's like an Adrian Broner. He's like a mini Adrian Broner. He's got a lot of mouth on him, and it sells fights. So who could be next? You could put Rolly against Ryan Garcia, Rolly against Blair Cobbs, depending on who Blair Cobbs signs with. They're saying Blair Cobbs is trying to sign with the Zone, is what I'm hearing, but he would like to be with PBC, but PBC ain't jumping all over it. You know what I mean? PBC, you know. So that's what they're hearing about that. So Blair Cobbs is gone from where he was, so now he's looking for a home. So he's trying to see who's going to invest in him. And Blair Cobbs would be somebody to have. I think Blair Cobbs would be better suited at 140. That's my thought process. So they might be getting him down to 140 and see what he can do over there. So we haven't heard anything else about Blair Cobbs. and what he's been talking about, still got a pretty good, decent little name to draw a fight. So Blair Cobbs might be getting ready to go down to 140. He even said he'd like to fight Rolly. So Blair Cobbs might go down to 140 and be in the mix of this thing too. And I think Blair Cobbs would do a lot better if he can make the weight. If Blair Cobbs can make the weight where he's not weight drained, I think he'd be more suited at 140. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm looking for. I'm thinking Blair Cobb's 140. I'm thinking the 140 is going to be the next division that's going to really be popping off. So I think the only thing left at 135 is what Tank is going to do, what Devin is going to do, and what Shakur is going to do here shortly. You know, and you still have Frank Martin down there, but Frank Martin's fight was I didn't think it was a bad fight, but a lot of other people, it was bad for viewing. You know what I'm saying? You know, so they looking for those bigger names, but they building Frank Martin up, but Frank needs a little bit more to build his name up to be out there to where they are wanting to grab Frank Martin. You know, for somebody like Tank, but he ain't ready for Tank. I don't think Frank is ready for Tank, but you never know. If he's back on, because hey, he did take an eye this last time. You know, he broke an orbital bone. So everybody down there breaking orbital bones down there with Derek James. So we just gotta see how that pans out. But right now, I do think that, like I said, from what I've been hearing, Tank versus Devin is really going to be a go. So they said that's a good, strong possibility. So hopefully we'll be hearing about that soon. Um, that was a learning experience for Frank. Yeah, it definitely was a learning experience for Frank, man. It definitely was. But the thing that I do like about Frank is Frank that admitted that he was off. You know, all fighters have an off night. His timing was off. All that stuff was off. But he still, hey, he broke that orbital bone. Dude was a good fighter. Because I didn't think Frank's fight was bad. He was fighting an undefeated Olympian that had over 250 amateur fights. Yeah, I agree with you, C. Dewberry. I agree with you on that one, bro. Like I said, I thought he did all right, you know. But a lot of people think, oh man, it was a robbery. It wasn't none of that, man. It's like what it is now. You got a lot of people in here that don't know nothing about boxing. They want to see tough man contests. They don't understand that boxing is a sport. It's a science. It's a chess match. They just want to see two dudes in there trying to knock each other out. You know what I mean? And they think that everybody can be Tank Davis. They think that everybody can be a Tank Davis or a Deontay Wilder. Every time they get in, they can just knock people out like that. And that's not necessarily true, you know? You get in there and you got to make adjustments in a fight. And Frank said that the guy was awkward. So that awkwardness is gonna mess up your timing because he's not moving in a way that you think he should move. But he made the adjustments. And I like that. I like what and he took good directions from Derek James. He really did took good directions from him. And to know he broke that dude's orbital bone, he did pretty good, man. And the dude kept fighting and let you know he's a tough dude, you know? That's a tough fighter that can get his orbital bone broke and keep fighting. Look what Kell Brook did. Kell Brook, and he took a knee and he was done. He's about done after that. This dude took a knee and got back up, you know? So there you have it, you know what I mean? So, like I said, man, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with Frank Martin, but Frank Martin, that name just ain't big enough to bring in them dollars. And I think that at this point in Tank's career, that's what Tank is shooting for, them the bigger money fights. And Tank contemplating on retiring, saying that, but we don't know how true that is. Tank might just be saying it the same way Teofimo Lopez said it, and other people have said it. When they start saying that they want to go ahead and retire. Some of that stuff is for show. Teofimo Lopez did that. And I think that Tank, with all the excitement, sometimes you take that stuff for granted, but I think that jail might have been eye-opening experience for Tank. I hope it is. I hope that he couldn't fight and he had to sit in that jail and watch and hear about stuff and, let it go on. That makes every fighter go, you know what, man, I'm messing up, bro. I'm in jail while I could be out there in the ring, I could be out doing so much other stuff, but I'm here in jail. You know what I mean? He said, I still don't see Devin versus Tank at 135, not at 135. Maybe if Tank decides to fight at 140. Yeah, it could. But the reason why I say at 140, because that's where undisputed is for Devin. You know what I mean? Devin's got all the belts right now. And Tank them smart enough to know, everybody's smart enough to know Devin is weight drained. So fight Devin right now while he's weight drained. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows that. Even Shakur Stevenson said, he said, yeah, man. Devin said he'll still fight at for the rest of 2023. And him stand at him stand at 135 for the rest of 2023, he's gonna probably be weight drained. He said, but I'll take it. That came out of Shakur Stevenson's mouth. You know what I'm saying? And that's the same thing that Tank and them look at. Tank look at like, you see what they did to Ryan? They gave him a rehydration clause. So everybody's gonna take every advantage that they can get, right? So why not take Devin at 135 weight drain? If I was Tank, I'd do it. I wouldn't. If I got a chance to fight Devin for undisputed at 135 weight drain, I'm gonna jump on that one before I'm gonna jump on Devin at 140, and that weight might be what Devin needs to settle him on in and give him a little bit more power. He might not get a lot of power. He might get a little bit more power. Might feel a little better at 140. I'm gonna go 135. You know what I'm saying? And every boxer is gonna try to take anything they can to tip the scales in their favor. So I would see Tank going after him now. Not saying he won't go at him at 140, but I think he go at him at 135 real quick. Even though Tank say he don't want undisputed, he wants undisputed deep down inside. You know what I mean? He wants to take them belts. That way he can be considered, hey, I'm undefeated, 135, undisputed. Now let me go try my hand at 140. Let's see what's going on up there. But, you know, hey, it might not pan out. But like I said, from what I'm hearing, it's a good, strong possibility this one's going through, bro. And I heard this one's not going to take too long to negotiate because I heard that they both really want it. They both think it's a really good decision to make. And Devin wants to go to 140, but Devin's thinking, well, you know, Tank already chased Devin around in the gym. Yeah, but it's good to let him go it again. You know, the difference when you win them belts, you know, and Devin's getting more and more experience. And it helps Devin out a whole lot. Devin's a younger of the fighters of all of them. He's younger than Tank, Ryan, Shakur, all of them. So you know the dude, as he gets a little older, he's hungry, he keeps boxing, he's gonna keep getting better, you know. And Devin Haney has a really good jab. Devin Haney has some really good punches. He doesn't have a lot of power, you know, and that could be because of that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, nah, some people that I know, double AR. Yeah, yeah. Same thing I was telling y'all when I heard that Spence and Crawford, that was a done deal. I kept telling y'all it was. I kept telling y'all it was a done deal. I hate that it took months for it to play out, but hey, y'all saw I wasn't lying, and it came. And then I even told y'all the signs to see. I told y'all, I said, hey, y'all see they ordered these fights, and these mandatories came out, and now that the WBO they made Boots Spence mandatory, and then they didn't do nothing. Who's the A side with Tank and Tank and Devin? Tank is A side. Tank A side. Ain't for debate right there. Tank is A side, Tank gets a better split. Even though Devin is undisputed, Tank is A side, Tank gets the Lions portion of the fight. He's the bigger name, the bigger draw. And if you want to fight Tank, Devin's gonna have to take 60-40 or 70-30 for that fight. Even though he's got all the belts, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So he might have to take a lopsided one. Yep. C. Dewberry's right. Tank puts butts in seats, a lot of butts in seats. Yeah, but it don't matter. Yeah, I'm with you on that double AR. Devin has all the belts, but in this situation, it doesn't matter because Tank will walk away. Tank, listen, those belts helps Tank as far as saying he's got them. But at the end of the day, the way they built his career, he doesn't need them for Hall of Fame. Tank is gonna be a Hall of Famer, dog. He is. He makes plenty of money. He puts butts in seats. I mean, with that power he got and the skills he's got and the name he's got, he's the cash cow. Yep, 8 Mile cash cow rules. Yep, the cash cow rules. It does. So, and Devin is humble enough to take that, I would think, because a 70-30 split or 60-40 split with Tank, you're going to make more money off of that than you will with. They said that Ryan made $20 million off that fight with Tank. That's what De La Hoya is saying. And De La Hoya is saying he's not letting Ryan Garcia go. Ryan Garcia is trying to get out of the contract from what I hear. And De La Hoya said he's not letting Ryan go. Nah, 50-50 fight or no deal. No, man. Nuh-uh, AAR. He better take that fight. Same thing we told Shakur Stevenson. You should have took that fight with Devin Haney, get a chance at those belts. You're right. That's not a 50-50. Nope. Nope. Not a 50-50 split. Tank is not going to give Devin 50-50, and he shouldn't. And y'all know how I feel about that. Tank got all the belts. I mean, Devin has all the belts, but that doesn't get a 50-50 split with Tank. It just doesn't. Because that gets you exactly where if Devin Haney beats Tank Davis, that gives Devin Haney everything he's been missing. He's already undisputed, but he just doesn't have that one defining fight. And that fighter right there will give it to him. And it doesn't matter what he does in his career after that. If he gets Tank Davis and wins, that does it. Yeah, he said, especially after a $1.2 million pay-per-view. I mean, million pay-per-view sales. Yeah. Yep. 1.2 million pay-per-view sales. Exactly what that thing sold. Exactly. And Devin Haney has never came close to that, ever. And he needs somebody like Tank for that kind of platform. Because them belts doesn't bring that kind of glory in there. Him and Loma didn't even get that many butts in the seats. You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah, it does. But Spence had to take that fight because Spence needed undisputed. You see what I'm saying? That was the whole thing. Spence wanted undisputed. So Spence and Crawford, you know what I mean? Crawford held out on that belt. He held it hostage and he got everything he wanted. I don't think Crawford deserved a 50-50 split, and I think Spence had to give him a 50-50 split. He said, okay, I'm gonna take short money, maybe get KO'd and lose my belts. You crazy. Listen, AAR, I get what you're saying. I get exactly what you're saying, and I agree with you. But do you want that short money? Put it this way, Devin Haney making 50 split with Regis Prograis will be less money than he'll make at 30% with Tank Davis. Signature sound, salute, salute. Glad to see you roll up here, champ. Man, we're here talking about this Devin and Tank. I'm hearing that this is a good possibility that that's going to happen. I'm hearing it's a real good possibility. We're going to get your thoughts on it, man. Is Spence Crawford a 50-50 split? I don't think so. I think it is. I think it is. I think it's a 50-50 split. And the reason why I say I think it's a 50-50 split, because Spence said he gave him everything, even though his people advised him not to. They said, man, just walk away from it. He said, I gave him that and gave him all the other stuff he was asking for. And he said, so he never said what it was, but I think Spence gave him a 50-50 split because Spence wanted that fight. And Crawford wasn't going to take that fight. Crawford felt like he was undisputed at 140. He was A side when really he wasn't A side, but he wanted that. And even then, they supposed to be still negotiating. Crawford was supposed to be the last. Spence had agreed that Crawford be the last guy to come out at the fight. Now I'm hearing that they trying to figure out, you know what I mean? I think I don't know. I heard some people say it's a coin flip. I don't know how true that is, but I don't know. I thought it was a done deal that Crawford's going to come out last when really the A side comes out last. But they gave Crawford a lot of concessions to make that fight because Crawford wasn't going to make that fight. And even when Spence has alluded to, I'm the reason why they did it, they flipping a coin. Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard that. I don't know how true it is. I haven't heard it out of Spence's mouth and stuff, but I've heard that going around. So I haven't got exact confirmation on that, but that's what I heard. Heard they're going to flip. So you think about that. So if Spence was willing to do all of that, you know Crawford asked for so much to get that. I'm gonna get some bums and fight him and get paid. Oh, Spence said it was a coin flip. Okay, okay. Well, that might be where I heard it too. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, man. So that's crazy. Spence gave it to him. So y'all think about that, man. So think about that. If Spence gave Crawford 50-50 when it should have been 60-40, that shouldn't have been more than 60-40. And Devin went 27, 25% with Cambosos or less, you know? Man, Listen, in the fight game in the business world, they do a lot of dirty stuff back behind closed doors, man. That we don't hear about, that they don't really talk about. You hear some of that stuff seep, but that stuff is a whole lot dirtier and one-sided than you guys even realize. It's a lot goes into there. Like there's been fighters that fought back in the day that was like, I'll fight you, and there was a fighter had to give up 50% of his purse for the rest of his career just to get a shot at the title, and he won. So there's been a lot of stuff going on with that kind of stuff, man. And people do that to you because they don't really want you taking the fight. And if you do take the fight and they lose, they want to make it worth their while. Same thing George Kambosos did. George Kambosos got $10 million for fighting Devin Haney. He knew he was going to lose that fight. He knew it was a big chance. So he brought the fight down there to Australia, home. He got a lot of endorsements for that around in the city. A lot of stuff at being at home on his own playing field. And he got 70% of the purse. Yeah, WL said he's going to fight all kind of bums from everywhere. Hey, do it, man. Do it. Do it. But it still comes down to, for that big defining fight, you got to have a big name for that big defining fight. You need it. Devin Haney needs that Tank Davis fight, that name. Because Devin Haney is actually daring to be great. He wants to be out there to have a real good, that's what he wants. He wants to be out there for that. Find you some easy fights and just Tank, yeah. But you gotta, hey, listen, you gotta be knocking people out. You gotta build a name for yourself to, in the end, get ready to fight Tank. That's the key to it. And Devin's got a decent name, but Devin doesn't bring the butts in the seats like that. That's the problem with Devin. You know what I mean? A lot of those guys don't bring a lot of big old butts to this. I mean, a lot. Tank is an elite fighter because of that. Tank is, no matter who Tank fights, is going to do good numbers in pay-per-view. All the celebrities going to come out. Everybody's going to go see Tank, and Tank is knocking people out, delivering, and Tank can box. So Tank is always going to have butts and seats. So Devin's got to take the short end of the stick on that one. You know what I'm saying? That's what's got to happen. It's sad, but that's what it is. We all want to see the fight. Everybody wants to see the fight. It's sad, but that's what he's got to do, man. And and listen, they take that fight right there. That fight right there, win or lose. Devin doesn't lose. If Devin gets beat by Tank, he doesn't lose. He gets a payday. Yeah, he gets a mark on his career. But people gonna say Devin was a little weight drain, whatever else. If he does good against Tank, it builds his career up. And if he beats Tank, it defines his career. You get a fight like Tank on your career and you beat Tank, man, that's your career made forever right there. Oh, you think a bum every 3 months? Nah, Devin got an all right little resume. He ain't got the best, but he ain't got the worst. Devin ain't got the worst resume out there. But what do you do if you Devin? Now, I would like to see him go up and fight Regis Prograis. I like to see him fight Shakur Stevenson, but I don't think the juice is worth the squeeze with Shakur Stevenson. I think Shakur Stevenson is too talented to be in there and being weight drained a little bit, and you not getting a big payday and you're not getting no damn belts out of it. So what would you do? I'm going after Tank. Me personally, if I'm Devin Haney, I'm going after Tank. I'm getting that payday, and I'm shooting for the stars because he's got some good skills. Yep. Yeah, Devin does. Yeah. Every fight from now on is going to be a hard, a step up fight for Devin. If he fights Tank, he's never faced nobody like Tank. He fights Regis Prograis, he ain't faced nobody like Regis Prograis. Now, if Devin goes up and acclimates to the weight at 140 and he beats Regis Prograis, and I know that's a big if, but if he goes up and he beats Regis Prograis, then Devin's going to be a bad dude at 140. If that extra weight helps Devin, Devin is going to be a bad dude at 140, if it helps him. I don't know if it will or not. Will that bring some power? Because Devin's going to need some more power at 140. He's going to need it. And maybe that weight drain is what's getting to him. But we'll find out. Because if he doesn't carry any power up there, and he can't hold them guys back off, and you got to fight Teofimo Lopez, you got to fight Regis Prograis, you got to fight those guys, that's not going to be, you can't go in there playing around. Devin can't go in there playing around at 140, man. And I like Devin. I think Devin got a lot of skills. It's going to take a lot more than just regular skills. You got to have something back behind them skills, too, to keep them fighters off. And Regis Prograis going to bring it. But I think Devin got a good chance of beating Regis. I like Regis, but I think if Devin works that jab and get a little more pop in there with a little bit of work with a little bit of weight behind it, he might do all right. But Regis Prograis is a really good boxer. So it'll tell you where Devin Haney is. So I think Devin will outbox it. Yeah, he could. Yeah, he could. But Regis Prograis going to try to come through that. You see what I'm saying? See, Dewberry, we on the same page. Devin got some skills. He's got to have that pop to keep you honest. And if that extra weight gives him a little extra pop, then Devin's going to bring some noise. Devin's going to be bad. He's going to be a bad dude at 140. He's going to be a really good, decent fighter at 140, man. But if Devin doesn't have enough power, Regis is going to come all the way in on that. He's going to come all the way in on that. And that's going to be the whole deciding factor. How much power does he get? Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you, C. Dewberry, on that. Yeah, Regis Prograis has a little bit of that stuff in there. You're like, Regis, you got to polish it up, bro. You got to polish it up. And Devin is really good and skillful. Devin's on his stuff, man. He said, I'm Devin Haney. I'm going to run, hold, and grab, shoot that jab. Man, Devin boxes AAR. He boxes, dude. If you really watch Devin, Devin's got some skills, bro. He does. He can box, man. He can box. Do I think he's the greatest out there? Do I think he's the most polished fighter? I don't. But I think he's got it down packed. He's the youngest of them all, and he's right on point. He's fundamentally sound. He's good on his fundamentals. You know what I'm saying? I just think that somebody like Shakur Stevenson is a little bit more polished than Devin Haney. But I think Devin Haney is a bigger guy. So that's, you know, with that bigger guy, with that bigger jab and stuff like that, I think that'll help Devin out with Shakur Stevenson. What he lacks in skills, which Devin doesn't lack a whole lot, but what he lacks a little bit, you know, I think Devin, you know, Devin is a good, tight, sound fighter, man. He really is. He works the jab. He even showed he can work the body. He just didn't have any power with Loma. And that could have been because he missed weight twice that day. It took him 3 times to make weight. And that stuff will drain you. And a drained fighter in there ain't going to have power. You're not going to have a lot of power. You're just not. You're not going to have it. And we all see how big Devin has gotten. We all see that. That ain't nothing new. Devin's got, you can see Devin, his body done grew out. You said Devin is awkward to you? You think, Gerald, you think Devin's awkward? I don't think Devin's awkward. I think Devin is kind of sound. I like Devin. I think he works the jab. I think he works the angle. Devin is good at timing. He's good at changing up the rhythm. Devin is pretty, listen, all that stuff that he's worked with Floyd has sunk in on Devin. He has sunk in a whole lot. He showed a lot of that with George Kambosos. I thought he fought George Kambosos 2 different ways. He went first time, he worked the jab and held. He jabbed and held, jabbed and held. He played it safe and won the fight. Next time he fought George Kambosos, he stood in there, he fought George Kambosos. He showed you what he was made of. Then when he went in there with Loma, he didn't go in there and work that jab with Loma. He went to Loma's body trying to stop Loma. He stuck to the game plan. When that would have been an easier fight if he worked the jab and let Loma walk into some combinations. But he didn't do that. When he did use that jab, he showed, look at Loma's face. Go back and watch the fight and look at Loma's face, and you'll see that when Devin did work that jab and work some of that stuff, he did some stuff. But with him trying to work Loma's body is what gave Loma more, gave Loma more opportunity. To spin those bum around, wait for the ref, and do it again. Nah, I think Devin is decent, man. I do. Said Linares touched Devin and hurt him. If Regis touch him, it might be. It could be. It could be. But y'all know what, though? a lot of fight. Like, look, Terrence Crawford got hit and got hurt by Gamboa, then went up, got hit by some people, and did pretty good. So sometimes that weight drain and some of that stuff, it just, I'm not saying that is or not it, but you got a good point, C. Dewberry. But the thing about it is you never know how he's going to handle it when he move up in weight. Because now Terrence Crawford getting hit by harder punchers than what Gamboa hit him with, and he's still doing pretty good. Said Devin is too smart and defensively sound for Regis, plus Devin will gain power moving up. Yeah, signature. He could. That's what I'm saying. We don't know until we find out. The extra weight could help him. Said, but Devin dominated Linares that entire fight. Oh, he did. He did. But he got a little careless on that one. He got a little careless. But what C. Dewberry is saying is that Prograis hits harder than Linares. And I agree with that. But with the extra weight, the extra stuff, I mean, he got to land it. And Devin he has some defense. Devin's got defense. Devin don't just sit there and take shots. And Devin doesn't take a lot of chances either. He doesn't take a lot of chances. That's why they start calling him boring. So what he gonna do with Regis Prograis ain't gonna do what he did with Linares, or he won't do what he did with Lomachenko. He's not gonna do that with Lomachenko. What he's gonna do he figured with Lomachenko, he bullied Lomachenko and stop him. He figured, I'm gonna slow him down to the body. At the end of the fight, I'm gonna knock him out or stop him. That's what he was shooting for. And he stuck with that game plan. He didn't switch up with that. But if he goes up and fight Regis Prograis, he is going to use that jab. You know what I mean? He's got Zab Judah's dad in his corner. He's got a lot of good people in his corner, and they come up with good game plans for him. If you notice, Devin Haney switches up when he fights. He doesn't fight the exact same with every fighter. That lets you know he's got different dimensions to him. So that helps. That's going to help him. Yeah, I'm with you on. Listen, C. Dewberry, listen, that's my hesitation. He said Devin can box his butt off, but I don't think he can punch with those guys at 140. I don't know. That's the whole thing. I'm going to give Devin the benefit of the doubt and say, okay, with you being at 135, 140 might be where you need to be. Because Devin's going to be a welterweight real soon. Devin's going to grow up at 140 and past 140. Devin ain't the little smallest dude out there. And he's getting older. So Pitbull Cruz versus Devin Haney, who y'all got? I got Devin Haney. Pitbull Cruz, Devin Haney is going to jab the crap out of Pitbull Cruz. He's not going to let Pitbull Cruz get in there. Devin can fight. And Pitbull Cruz is okay. I mean, we all giving Pitbull Cruz all of this. Oh, Pitbull Cruz is a good elite fighter, but he fought a one-handed Tank and didn't beat him. The bull and the matador, yeah. But Pitbull Cruz can fight, but come on, man. Who is Pitbull Cruz just ran through and beat that we all like, oh, wow. Because with Tank fought him one-handed. Tank broke his hand in the 6th round. His hand was damaged from the 6th round on, and Pitbull Cruz didn't do nothing. They knew his hand was hurt. They saw that. So what did Pitbull Cruz do? Now, if Pitbull Cruz had a broke hand, do you think that Tank wouldn't have stopped him? Tank would have stopped him. So everybody that's just people wishful thinking on Pitbull Cruz. He can fight, but he ain't on Tank's level. And I don't think he beats Devin. I don't. He said Devin has a higher IQ than most people realize. I don't think his power will increase that much at 140, but he can outbox anybody at 140. His hardest fight would be T.O. because T.O. is a more dynamic athlete. Yep. Or maybe, yeah. T.O., hey, listen, the way T.O. fought Josh Taylor, that's going to be a hard fight. If T.O. fight like he fought before then yeah, the harder the fight is, the more T.O. comes on. So, yeah. So, Regis Prograis, let's not push Regis Prograis out because I don't know that T.O. can beat Regis Prograis. He said that's the chase there, game on. I would like to see T.O. and Regis Prograis fight next. I would love it. This is what I would like. If I could get what I would like, this is what I would like. T.O., Regis Prograis, Tank, Devin, then Tank move up. I mean, then Devin moves up. After that, win or lose, win or lose. But if Devin don't feel he can make the fight, I think that Devin should just go ahead and move on up. If Devin thinks it's going to take him 2 or 3 times to make weight, if Devin can't get that under control, then he don't need to fight Tank. He doesn't need to fight him because then he's just doing it for a payday. Because he won't beat you. There's no way in the world you're gonna be weight drained and beat Tank. There's no way. You can't afford to go in there and miss weight twice where you gotta go in the sun and sweat that off, and then the next day be barely a shell of yourself. Now he did that with Loma, but you can't do that with Tank. And that's just giving your belts up. That's just putting a loss on your record for whatever that 30% is gonna be, which is gonna be a nice payday. But Devin got some money. Devin ain't broke. Devin is a millionaire. But they know if Devin can make that fight or not. I mean, make that weight or not. They know that. So Devin should be keeping his weight down right now. He's got a nutritionist, so he need to be staying on par with that right now, just in case. If I was Devin Haney, I would be right there right now, able to be able to make that. Says style makes fight. I think Regis beats T.O. T.O. beats Devin, and Devin outboxes Regis. Hey, that's a hell of an assessment. Let me read y'all again. I like that. C. Dewberry says styles make fights. I think Regis beats T.O. T.O. beats Devin, and Devin outboxes Regis. Hey, I like that. That's a hell of an assessment, man. I like that. But this is what I think. I can say I can kind of closely agree with you, but I think that I can't really push that out there until I see what Devin does at 140. Will the extra weight help Devin's power? If the extra weight helps Devin's power where he's got a little thump in there, then I got Devin beating all them guys, even T.O. Because Devin is tall, Devin has a really good jab, and Devin is hungry, and Devin is not going to be one-sided like Josh Taylor. Devin knows how to control timing. Devin knows how to move. And T.O. is not the best with a fighter that really can move a whole lot. He's not the best at that. He's a good fighter, but a fighter with a little bit of with some good movement, some good positioning, good angles, that gives T.O. problems. That's what gives T.O. problems. And Josh Taylor didn't give that to him. Lomachenko didn't really give it to him because Lomachenko wasn't doing that in the first few rounds. And then by the time Lomachenko started giving him angles and start doing good, the fight was over. So anybody that gives T.O. angles and can move, use their feet a whole lot, T.O. doesn't like that. T.O. doesn't like that. So Devin will give him that. Devin just needs enough power to keep Teofimo Lopez honest. So you put that in there, then Devin rules. I ain't gonna say he rules, but Devin's gonna be a tough act to beat at 140. If them extra 5 pounds, well, it's gonna be a little more than that because he's gonna get to put on 5 pounds of muscle and he gets to swell up. So the night of the fight, he can be 140 something, 145, 147 almost, you know? So that might do Devin some real good. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. But I do think that the way T.O. fought, I thought T.O. beat Loma more convincingly than Devin. I think so too, but I think that that Loma wasn't putting in enough work with T.O. There was a round that Loma first started off, Loma only threw 7 punches. And if you go back and watch that fight with Teofimo and Loma, the first 4 rounds, there wasn't a whole lot. There wasn't a whole lot. T.O. was outdoing them, but T.O. didn't look good. And just like T.O. didn't look good with Kambosos until the later rounds. When T.O. got knocked down, he got up and started fighting, and that's when it looked like he started putting some more heart into it at that point. But T.O. didn't look good. And then his first fight at 140 didn't look good. But then when he got with Josh Taylor, he looked incredible. You see what I'm saying? But Josh Taylor didn't do a lot. Josh Taylor looked like he was kind of over. You know, and a lot of that came off of Teofimo. A lot of that did come off Teofimo to make Josh Taylor look like that. But Josh Taylor didn't look good. But I do agree that T.O. did do more, clearly beat Loma more than what Devin did. I do. But like I said, Loma wasn't doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? He said I scored it to a draw. I didn't. I had Devin beating him because them body shots didn't take effect like they should have, but them body shots did do something towards the later rounds. You see, towards the 12th round, Loma didn't hardly have nothing left. Loma saves a lot of his fighting. See, Loma was yeah, Will People, salute. What Loma was doing with Devin was still in the rounds. First part of the round, he wasn't doing nothing. Towards the end of the fight, towards the end of the rounds, Loma got busy. And Loma does this every fight. He takes the first half of the fight off, and the end of the fight, when there's fighters get tired, he saves it towards the end and then brings it. He did it with Teofimo. He does it with everybody. He did it with Devin, but the last round he didn't have nothing left. I gave Loma 10 and 11. I gave 12 to Devin. Yeah. Yeah, Tio is. But Devin will fight the whole fight and will use that jab the whole time. All Devin's got to do is make sure that power follows him up. You know what I'm saying? That's what's got to go down. Devin has to have that power come up to save him. But Teofimo, hey, listen, Teofimo can flat out fight, bro. He can fight. I'm not taking nothing away from Teofimo Lopez. I just think that Devin has got more skills than all of them, just a little bit, not a lot. I think Devin has a really good jab, but like they were saying, Teofimo is he's a hell of a fighter. He's got a lot of skills, man. Like Marquis said, Tio is a more dynamic athlete. He's dynamic in there. When it comes time to him to get down and get busy, Devin reminds me so much of Floyd, how Floyd was just a good, solid fighter. Floyd wasn't the fastest fighter out there. Floyd wasn't the strongest. He wasn't the hardest hitting fighter out there. He just could flat out knew the skills. He could fight. Now, in Floyd's earlier days, he had some real good pop, but he had enough pop to keep you honest. Sometimes fighters pick up a little bit of weight. They're not so drained. They get a little bit more muscle on them, and that brings a little bit of strength. You know? And Devin is what is he? A 50%, 60% knockout guy? At that, he's 60%. Is Devin 60%? So with that extra weight, it might bring him up to about 70%. You know what I'm saying? I think, guys, I'm pretty sure Devin is 50% knockout or 60% knockout. And if he's 50 or 60, them extra pounds might bring him about 65, 70%. And that'd be enough to keep a fighter honest. Like Floyd wasn't really knocking nobody out, but Floyd had enough power to keep you honest, where they wasn't them bad people wasn't just kept rushing in on Floyd. He said, I think Devin's performance was better. He actually took it to Loma. Tio dominated, but it was working behind a long, stiff jab and controlling the center. Devin put it on Loma more, just not the same power. And Loma seemed like he was better in shape. Loma actually fought from the beginning of the fight. Maybe all that trash that Devin talked brought Loma out. When you go back and watch that Teofimo Lopez fight in Loma, and you'll see that some of them early rounds, Loma didn't do nothing at all. Because y'all remember when the fight was over with, Loma said that he had a torn his shoulder. He had a rotator cuff. He had to go have rotator cuff surgery. Y'all remember that? So that's why he said he wasn't that active because of that. Y'all go back and watch that. Go back and look at that. Loma had rotator cuff surgery because he said that's what was messed up in the Teofimo Lopez fight. That's why he wanted to fight Tio again. And that's why Tio was like, I'm not fighting him because he's making excuses. They're making Shakur Stevenson is going to no, what it is, Devin wants to fight Regis, so that's why he asked WBC about fighting Regis. Shakur Stevenson activated the mandatory clause. So that means now that he's activating that, it's either fight Shakur Stevenson, get Tank under contract, or move up to Regis. He's only got so many days to make that decision. B Megastar, salute. So we won't know until he moves up. Yeah, you're right. I can't remember when last time Devin stopped somebody. I can't. That's why I say he's a 50-50 fighter. He's a 50-50 knockout fighter. I'm pretty sure. Somebody can look that up. I think it's 50-50 if I can remember. But with that, he coming up in weight, it might help him. He can put a little bit more body behind it when he hits. He won't be so drained. That draining of a fighter makes a world of a difference, bro. Them pounds, rehydrations, and all that stuff, it makes a big difference. And Devin didn't make weight like two or three. It took him 3 times to make weight to fight Loma. That takes a toll on a fighter. You gotta go sweat it out or go jog it out. That wears you down. You already ain't been eating good. You already been starving yourself. The energy your body was trying to store up because you wasn't eating right. You already using that before the day of the fight. You know what I'm saying? That means a whole lot. Like a pound or two in fighting makes a big difference, man. It makes a big difference. If he builds up his core and legs, he might be able to carry 140, 147. Which one? Who you talking about? You talking about Tank? Or who you talking about? Tank or Devin? Devin can already make 140. Devin needs to be at 140. Now 147, yeah, he works his legs a little bit, put on a little bit more muscle, a little bit, and just eat. He's already got enough muscle on him, so he just enhanced that a little bit. He'd be 147. Um, some people gonna say it's a duck, but if he moves up and he fight Regis Prograis, I don't consider that as a duck because we all know for a fact that Devin is having a hard time making 135. He really is. We all know that. But fighting Tank and fighting Shakur Stevenson is two totally different things. And the reason why I say that is because, like I said earlier, with Shakur Stevenson, you're not getting a belt, you're not getting a big name, so you're not getting a big payday. But with Tank, you get a big name and you get a payday. And Devin holds all the belts, so it don't matter. So all Devin's looking for is a big payday and a big name. That's the only thing that can benefit Devin. So why go out there and lose to Shakur Stevenson? Because you can't fight Shakur Stevenson being weight drained. It's not going to be easy. So which one would you go for? I'm going for Regis Prograis if I can. I'm going Tank first, then Regis Prograis second. Said 2017 was the last time Devin stopped someone. Just looked it up. That's 6 years ago. Yeah, it's been a long time. But the last 6 years, he's been really struggling to make 135. He's been struggling. And the reason why I say he's been struggling, because we all see him look like Skeletor fighting Cambosis. And then we just saw him miss weight 3 times at the scale. Oh, he made on the 3rd attempt. So that right there keeps you depleted. Gerald said, I would consider Shakur a duck for not going for it. Devin took a low paid payday to come up. Hey, Gerald, that's a good point. We talked about that last night, bro. So who's ducking who? You want that fight, go for it. But the ace up his sleeve, though, Gerald, he activated his mandatory clause. And what that does is either they come to they both come to an even playing field and sign a contract, or the WBC orders the fight and it goes to purse bid. Then it's going to be 60-40. You see what I'm saying? So that's a smart play on Devin's behalf. See, if Devin turns down the 25% and you get 40% by activating your mandatory clause. So that's what a lot of people are missing on here too. So everybody, I told you, when you really think about it, there's a lot of stuff going on behind closed doors. See, the reason why Shakur Stevenson turns that down, because he just says, okay, I activate my mandatory clause. It go to purse bid, I get 40%. And that's what the sanction body's going to give. Yeah, you're right, C. Dewberry. He's a bigger fighter and can't stop these guys. But in a perfect world, how do I see Tank and Devin going? If Devin ain't weight drained, I think it'd be a pretty good fight. Devin is going to do everything he can to keep Tank off and just box him smart the whole fight and try to beat him on the scorecard. And Tank got to go in there and try to knock Devin out. Can he get and knock Devin out, or can Devin make it to the scorecards? That's the thing that's more intriguing for me. But I would think that Tank has a better chance at beating Devin than Devin does Tank, because Tank can box and Tank hits hard. But what Tank does is he suckers fighters into that. What Tank does is he goes in there and fights a boxer like Rolly, and he keeps baiting him in until he can catch him. But Devin's not going to do it. Devin is going to be so strict at playing by the rules, it's going to be hard to knock Devin out. Devin's going in there just to jab, hold, and do all that stuff and make it to the scorecard. That's what Devin's going to do. Said Shakur will still need to get seasoned and fight names, then try to get a big payday before going for it. Yeah, but hey, Shakur got some skills though. WAR said, perfect world. Devin ain't getting floored. Hey, Gerald said Tank beats them all. Yeah, Tank a bad boy, man. And like I said, you can't go in there and try to fight Tank and you depleted. But hey, but I like that answer though. WAR. He said perfect world. Devin Haney getting floored. Yeah, that's a good one, bro. Said Devin might get up. Nah, hey, listen, you get hit by Devin, if you get hit by Tank like that and keep getting up, I don't think he's gonna pull a Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury is the only person I know can get hit like that, get knocked out, and get right back up. And he does it all the time. Nah, Cambosa is not elite. Nope. Okay, I missed that, Marquis. He says it's been a while since Devin got a knockout, but it's been fighting elite competition. In his last 6 fights, there have been no cab drivers or subpar fighters. Missed that part of it. I guess my phone was scrolling, right? I guess it scrolled up on me. My messages, my bad. The messages scrolled up on me. Y'all tripping, man. Said Devin watching some big shots. His opponents just couldn't finish him off. Tank will knock him out. Yeah, if he gets hit by Tank like Linares hit him, it's a short night. Yeah, he had that Mando in hand. Yeah, he did. Yeah. Yeah, Shakur had that up his sleeve. That's why he turned down that 25. I think he should have took it, but I thought, okay, mandatory. But I knew, but the WBC had to allow that. You see what I'm saying? Allow it. That's the thing. So I think the WBC is allowing that to him to become a mandatory. I mean, for him to activate that mandatory clause. So he's going to go file. I mean, I think he already done put it in. So, they're going to order it to a purse bid. They give him 30 days to make the fight and or so many days to make the fight and then order it to a purse bid. Then he's going to get 60-40. There you have it. But then Devin going to say, well, I'm not fighting for 60-40. I'm going to go up and fight Regis Prograis. Make that a 50-50 fight, and I get a belt, and I get to go up to a different weight class and get up to 140 where I know I need to be. Because some people can be a weight bully, but that weight bully ain't helping Devin. Devin being a weight bully doesn't help him. It's hurting Devin. That's why I say him shrinking himself down that far, it's making him skeletal. It's making him weak. And y'all remember who else did this? Y'all remember when Robert Easter fought Mikey Garcia and he was drained at the press conference and he looked like Skeletor and Mikey Garcia beat him easy. Didn't beat him easy, but he beat him convincingly. He was weak. Robert Easter was weak at 140, 135, 140 they fought? Where they fight at? They fight at 135, I thought. Yeah, I think they fought 135, didn't they? Or was it 140? Well, he fought Robert Easter. I think it was at 140. And Robert Easter came in and was depleted. Said Devin just might be on the canvas for a minute. Man down, bomb squad. Hey, messing with Tank, it can happen, bro. Messing with Tank, it can happen, bro. That's not an easy victory at all. Jay Sicko, salute, salute, salute. Shakur versus Henry, Marquise. So everybody in the top 10 league. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, that's C. Dewberry them. He said Tank versus Frank Martin. That's who you want to see, man? You don't want to see Devin and Tank? You wouldn't want to see that? How about Devin and Tank, Teofimo Lopez versus Regis Prograis, and Shakur Stevenson versus Loma? Now that would be good. Lomachenko, Shakur Stevenson, they should make that fight. Tank and Devin should make that fight. Teofimo Lopez and Regis Prograis make that fight. Those would be 3 awesome fights. Those are fights that we need to know the answers to anyway. We need to know the answers to that. We need to know if Shakur can beat Loma. We need to know if Tank and Devin, who's going to win that fight. And we need to know if Teofimo can beat Regis Prograis. Now, one thing about it is Regis Prograis ain't going to go in and fight like Josh Taylor. That ain't going to happen, bro. Regis Prograis going to bring it. He going to bring it. And that'd be a good fight. Regis and Teofimo will be a good fight. That ain't gonna be 2 fighters right there that's gonna be sitting there holding each other and all that stuff. They're gonna be sitting there trying to take each other out. But like I said, Regis, hey, just like C. Dewberry said, Regis Prograis needs to keep them hands up. He doesn't keep them hands up. He said top 5 is elite to me. Hey, and what weight class are y'all talking about, C. Dewberry? What weight class y'all talking about? Y'all talking elite? Are y'all talking at 135, 140, or what? Because C. Dewberry, who is your elite fighters at 135? Who's your top 5 at 135? That's what I like to know. Who's y'all's top 5 at 135? Yeah. Marquise said 135 Cambosis. Are you saying you think Cambosis is elite? Because the top five fighters at 135 has got to be and this is not in order. The top 5, in my opinion, Tank, Devin, Shakur, Loma, and maybe Frank Martin. Maybe Frank Martin. I would say that's the top 5. That's the top 5 right there. Right now, who's proven themselves? C. Dewberry said Tank, Devin, Shakur, Frank, and Loma. Right. We just said the same thing. We on there. We said the same thing. I just said it and it just came across on the screen. I think I got a little bit of a delay on mine, but yeah, it just came right up on mine. So we're on the same ones. I just said the same thing. I said the same exact one. Anybody got somebody different than that for top 5 at 135? I think these guys right here are proven of the top 5. Devin, Tank, Shakur, Loma, and Davis. Mitch Hennessy is in the building. Salute, salute, salute. Anybody else? Anybody else at 130 at 135? Who's y'all's elite? Who's y'all's top 5? Tank will eat Frank. Yeah, he could. He could. He could. I ain't said he won't. I ain't said he won't. Marquise says number 1 is Devin. Number 2 is Tank. Shakur, Frank Martin. 5 is Cambosis. Loma is not a 135 pounder to me. He was better at 130. Good point. Good point. But he ain't bad at 135, bro. Hey, the way he fought Devin, he brought the noise with Devin, bro. He brought the noise. Hey, there's nobody gonna beat him at 130. Nobody can beat beat Loma at 130. You can't. Loma would rule 130. He'd be undisputed at that. Said Loma would kick. Yeah, yeah. Loma might beat Cam. Yeah, I think Loma beats Cambosis, man. I think Loma beats Cambosis. Loma beats Cambosis. Even if you don't consider that that Loma is a real true 135 pounder, he beats Cambosis. Cambosis can't beat Loma. He can't. And that's why they said now I know Devin said he'll take the same split that Lomachenko had with Cambosis, but I'm not sure that that Loma took that 25% split. I think that they knew if he did take it, they knew he was gonna beat. Listen, we already knew Devin was gonna beat him. We already knew anybody up there was gonna beat Cambosis. He's a good fighter, but he's not top five material. He said we're about to see soon. Cambosis fight is coming up. Yeah, but Cambosis need to fight somebody like Shakur, um, Pitbull Cruz, or anybody, because that's what's gonna be coming up real soon. Because if Cambosis win, then everybody gonna say, okay, it's time for him to give Frank Martin a shot. That's who I like to see. Frank Martin needs to fight Cambosis. That's the fight I want to see. Said Frank is better than that Keyshawn Davis. Yeah, yeah, I think Frank better than Keyshawn Davis. But hey, he's entitled to his own opinion. Yeah, everybody entitled to their own opinion. So if he thinks Davis is better, hey. Cambosis is fighting what's the guy's name? Uh hold on. It's Pitbull Cruz 135. Pitbull Cruz is 135. And he's fighting uh Giovanni next. Because his brother comes in here. His brother's coming in here right now. It's gonna be his brother coming in here. He ain't been in here in a while either. Let me see. I'm gonna look up and see who Cambosis fight. I forgot the guy's name again. Who it was? Uh, Maxie Hughes. He's fighting Maxie Hughes. That's who it is. That's who he's fighting. So Keyshawn lacks experience, in my opinion. I agree with that. Keyshawn definitely lacks experience. He needs a little bit more. He's just, he's a little green. Cambosis would dog walk Loma and sent his back to Ukraine. You think so, Hulk? I don't think Cambosis beat Loma, man. I don't. Yeah, probably. But guess what? After this fight, he gotta fight somebody. He gotta step up and fight somebody. And he's not anyone's top five. Maxie Hughes. Yep. Yep. I just called that out. Yep. I don't. Hey, Hulk, dude, you really think that Loma would dog walk Loma? You think so? I don't think so, bro. I got Loma on that one, man. And I ain't the biggest Loma fan, but I got Loma on that, man. It could happen though, but I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I mean, I ain't gonna say I don't know. I got Loma on that one. If Loma fights him the way he fought Devin Haney, I got Loma. He said, "Yep, 100%." Do you have who's your top five at 135? You ain't even gotta put them in order. Who's your top five at 135? Nah, Will, he ain't in anyone's top five. Nope. Because Pitbull Cruz, I mean, he's a good fighter, but he's not top five to me. Pitbull Cruz is not that. Said it'd be a dope fight. Which fight are you referring to, Jura? What fight you referring to that's a top fight, that's a dope fight? Yeah, I like to see Cambo. I want to see Cambosis, like I said, him and Frank Martin. I want to see that fight. That'll show us where both of them are. And hopefully, if George Cambosis wins this fight in spectacular fashion, where he stops dude or does something good, where he looks really, really, really good at this fight, then hey, he needs to fight somebody like Frank Martin. He won't be. I don't have Cambosis beating Tank Davis at all. Cambosis can't beat Tank. There's no need to fight Devin again. Devin beat him twice. So the only person after the fight would be Loma or Shakur Stevenson. He said Devin, Tank, Loma, Stevenson, and then Cambosis. Oh, okay, cool. They ain't a bad list. They ain't a bad list at all. So we all pretty much on the same page. The only thing is Huck, you got everybody we all got. The only person you put in places Frank Martin was Cambosis Frank Martin. You know what I mean? Them the only two switch up, and then somebody else had Keyshawn Davis instead of Cambosis or Frank Martin. Somebody else had Keyshawn Davis. I just think Keyshawn Davis doesn't have all the experience he needs. He needs more experience. That's what I think. Maxie Hughes, hey, it's just somebody out there. Somebody out there to help build his confidence. Oh, Marquise, no, listen, bro. Campos is a good, decent fighter, but what C. Dewberry was saying, what we was addressing earlier, is saying elite fighters would be the top four or top five fighters of a division. That would be the elite fighters, at least top four or five. And that's why I ask everybody, who's your top five fighters? And a lot of people that have Cambosis out there. I'd say Cambosis up there. I got him right outside of top five. Huckmo said Frank Martin will also lose to Cambosis. That would be a good fight. Hopefully, Cambosis will get past this Maxie Hughes fight and then fight Frank Martin. Maxie Hughes, 26, 5, and 2 with 5 KOs from the UK. Yeah, that's a confidence booster for Cambosis. He needs it. He needs it. He needs it. Hey, he better stop Maxie Hughes with 5 KOs. Hey, hey, that's a hell of a. Hey, listen, if that ain't a fight that you go out and knock that dude out, because evidently he can't hit. Maxie Hughes ain't packing a punch. So you go after him. So you go out there and you knock Maxie Hughes out, your confidence back up, you back in the conversation, then you go fight somebody in the top five. Frank is too green. I don't know, man. I think Frank is good. I think Frank beats Cambosis. Now, Keyshawn Davis is too green to me. And Keyshawn's last fight, like I said, he said he was off, but you're going to be off when you fight an awkward fighter anyway. That's a good, solid fighter. That's got a real good, solid background. Cam Bosis versus Frank Martin is the go. It's the go. I don't think Keyshawn should be fighting nobody in the top five no time soon. I don't think Keyshawn is ready. I think Keyshawn has some skills. He's got some power. He's a good fighter, but I think that his inexperience will tell on him with a fighter with some experience. Frank Martin versus Pitbull Cruz, PBC, make it happen. Loma versus Shakur Stevenson, that's top rank. Yep. Martin versus Cruz, PBC. Yep, 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 yep. Hey, that'd be a good lineup. That'd be a good lineup. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Frank, hey, listen, Hope. Listen, Frank is got some inexperience in him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Keyshawn. Oh, my bad, my bad. Whoa, 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 whoa. My bad, my bad. I'm thinking Keyshawn Davis. You saying Frank Martin. He had a guy who drained down to 135. But that guy had a really good amateur fighting pedigree. He was an Olympian. So the guy knows how to fight. So think about it. Frank broke his orbital bone. He broke his orbital bone. The guy was a good, strong guy. You know how hard, listen, you know how painful it is to get your orbital bone broke? He got it broke. That's a tough dude. You remember when Kell Brook got his broke? What did Kell Brook do? Kell Brook took a knee with Spence. Ugas didn't take a knee. Marquise said, I really want to see Frank Martin versus Keyshawn. Keyshawn act like he wants to fight, so give it to him. Get knocked out, young. Yeah, but listen, Marquise, I would rather see. I agree with you if you think you're ready, but to be honest, I think that Bobak Nim needs to hold Keyshawn back at least about 4 more fights. At least 3 good fights. He needs 3 good step-up fights. Say Keyshawn is an Olympian, Silver Millers. I think we forgot about that. Oh, he is. Keyshawn is a good fighter, but it's a difference between being a pro fighter and that. You know what I mean? It's like you go get a good Olympian fighter like that. You take him in. You still need some time. He's only had 10 fights as a professional fighter. At least let him get to like 13, 14 fights before you really start opening it up. Because Keyshawn, Frank Martin, you think Frank Martin got Derek James? He's getting better and better. His sparring partners are Earl Spence and all of them. You really want to put him in there with Keyshawn? Nah, come on, man. Give Keyshawn another. But Keyshawn is in there with Bud and them, so he's getting some good sparring. He just needs a little bit more time this season. He said, and Mitch he'll get his orbital bone broke. Yep. Devin Haney versus Maxie Hughes for all the belts. Yeah. Said Martin and Coach James had zero data on that dude, and he was a big Olympian. Yeah, he's a big dude, man, and tough. The dude was tough, man. He was tough, and the reason why I say that he got his face broke. You know what I mean? And didn't quit. And he didn't say, hey, man, I'm ready to go home and go home and watch TV. He didn't say that. Hey, the dude was tough, man. The dude was tough, bruh. What do you want from him on that? That dude was tough. And Frank still won the fight. Frank won that fight, man. Frank won the fight. He did what he's supposed to do. You fight a big, awkward fighter that's tough. What can you do about that, bro? He did what he's supposed to do. And you gonna put him in there with Keyshawn? Come on, man. Keyshawn ain't ready for that. I want to see him fight George Kambosos. Let's see that. Let's see Frank Martin versus George Kambosos. Let's see that. Or, like y'all said earlier, Cruz Frank Martin or the winner. Because guess what? Pitbull Cruz might not win this fight. Cabrera might win that one. You know that? He might win that one. You know what I'm saying? He might win that one, man. He might. Giovanni Cabrera. Hey, Giovanni can fight. We're gonna find out if he get past that. Listen, the winner of Gio and Pitbull Cruz, the winner of Gio and Pitbull Cruz, I like to see fight Frank Martin. He said, I thought it was a draw, the Frank Martin fight. Now, I had Frank Martin ahead on that one, bro. And I'm not saying it just because I like Derek James either. I'm not saying it because of that. I had him a little ahead on that. He said, damn, 8 Mile, we usually align. But not on this. Frank won that fight. Yeah, Frank won that fight, man. I had him ahead on that fight. I had him ahead on that, man. Just because he didn't stop the dude and Keyshawn was a little off. But I think Keyshawn was a little off, but I think it's the awkwardness of the guy. But that was a good fight to bring Frank Martin on a little bit. I think so. Frank Martin needed that. You know what I mean? It shows you he can stand there, hanging there, and do what he got to do. And he broke dude's orbital bone. Woo, that's good, man. Hey, he finally got an orbital bone. Orbital bone. Finally got it. Broke dude's eye bone. Broke it. So I let you know he's hitting pretty good. He's hitting pretty good, bro. And like he said, he wasn't going to the body like he should have. He's like, my timing was off. He's like, my instincts was off a little bit. I think it was the way dude was moving. I think the way dude was moving with his jerky style, and dude is an Olympian. You know what I mean? What did he win? He won bronze in the Olympics. So dude's an Olympian. He won bronze. What more we want? Frank did a good, decent job, bro. He did a decent job. He didn't stop him, but he did good, man. He did good. I think Frank did good. I don't think it was just a runaway fight like it was a one-sided fight. I think it was a good competitive fight. Frank won the fight, and I think I got Frank clearly winning the fight. I'm not saying it was a dominating fight, but Frank won that fight. But anyway, guys, that's all for me tonight, guys. Hey, man, I appreciate everybody showing up tonight. I appreciate all the new people in. If you're new to the channel, please, guys, hit like, subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell notification icon so when we do these things, make sure it's on. Like I said, I'm still not knowing if I'm going to go live for the fight with Spence and Bud, but I will tell you this. As soon as the damn fight is over with, your boy will be live to do a recap to come on in it. You know what I'm saying? So that night of the fight, we're going to do it. But if I'm still trying to find out if I can let the fight play in the background so I can go live. If I can't do that, as soon as the fight goes off, because I'm going to have people over, kids, my son going to be here. We all going to be watching the fight and that kind of stuff and eating and doing all that, partying and watching the fight. Probably going to eat some oxtails for the Jamaicans. But if I can let it play in the background, which I'm trying to ask and find out for sure, because I don't want to get a strike, then I'm going to go live for the fight. If not, I will be on after the fight immediately. As soon as it goes off, I hear him talk, I'm going to be right on. So anyway, guys, hope y'all have a good night. Like I said, we stand on all of what we say. That's straight up, no chaser. So I hope you guys have a good night. Peace out, fight fam. Catch y'all tomorrow, man.